Oh boy, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast. After dark. Y'all won't be seeing it after dark, but we're recording it late. Where still, even late, the tea is piping hot and we are always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay, here today with my roommate, I bought some cherry Coke the other day on a whim because I hadn't had it in years. And I was like, we're going to do that today. So this is what we're doing today.
Lovely. I am Lana, the resident diva, always here for hot tea and ready to spill it all. So, yeah, I'm drinking soda as well because that's just what I do.
Love it.
Period.
Love it. Period. And we are here to dive into Survivor 42. We got the new season, same format as the last one, which I think I'm fine with. I need to let it sit for another season in order to truly see how I feel about the format. But I think it's like fine.
I like it. I didn't see a problem with it. You know.
It's less episodes for us to podcast on. So, like, honestly, thank you, Survivor. But we've got 18 brand new castaways headed to Fiji. Shall we just do it?
Yeah, I think we should just do it because, yeah, we should just do it.
It's Survivor. If you don't know American Survivor by now, go watch it.
You should watch it. It's on Paramount Plus, all of them. Go watch them all.
Yes.
So this is our cast assessment for Survivor 42. So let's jump right on in to it. Our first cast mate is Jonathan Young. He is 29 years old. His hometown is Gaston, Alabama. His current residence is Gulf Shore, Alabama. He works at a beach service company. He's a beach service company owner, not works at, he owns it.
Okay.
And his favorite hobbies are working out, spearfishing, and surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if people aren't aware, I too live in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And Gaston, Alabama is not that far from where I am currently. But Gulf Shores is down in the Mobile area, down in that area by the Gulf of Mexico, of course, because Gulf Shores. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be.
Love it.
And you want to be on the beach, you want to be in the Gulf. That's where you go. And so seeing he's a beach service company owner, that's like, yeah, he does a lot of business down there in that area. It's a beautiful place. So,
yeah,
the hometown connection between me and Jonathan, great.
Period.
That's about it.
Yes. So he is on the Orange tribe to start out. That is the Taku tribe.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 words to describe him are endurance, just endurance, devoted, and mentally strong. Everyone in their interviews I love the way that Survivor US does it, where it's like, which past Survivor will you play most like, not whose game will you play, because, you know, everyone's an individual Survivor. He says just point blank Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it based on his athleticism, which is part of why he believes he can win and be the sole survivor. He says that his athleticism will help him greatly in challenges. His wit and charm will help him outside of challenges, and he's very strong-willed and determined and won't give up on anything.
Okay.
So, I mean, he'll be nice to look at.
I think
So
it'll be interesting to see how he does, because as we've seen in some past seasons of Survivor US, the strongmen they're good and they keep them around right before until merge.
yep.
Right before merge is like, we can't let this athletic beast go into individual immunity. That's crazy. So they usually get him out, but some of them actually stayed and won. So we'll see where he falls. I think his southern hospitality, his charm, maybe carried him far if he has really good southern hospitality and that good old southern charm. Now,
Yep.
sometimes that works, sometimes it don't. We'll see how it works for Jonathan.
Very that. Very that.
So yeah, our next survivor is Marya Sherron. She is 47 years old. She's originally from Lansing, Michigan. She now lives in Noblesville, Indiana. She's a stay-at-home mom, and her favorite hobbies are gardening, writing, and Pilates.
Just a good old mom.
Good old mom. But then under the surface, I feels there's more.
Yeah. So she is also a member of the Orange Taku tribe to start. She describes herself as spicy, smart, and loving. Her pet peeve, which I just found the wording of this funny, she says, when someone has a big old snuffleupagus sneeze and doesn't cover their nose, oh my, and mean people. Which, like, sure, honestly. She does also bring up in her bio, one of the questions is, who is your hero? And she brings up her brother, who was actually the first nurse to pass from COVID-19 in New York. Which obviously condolences to the family. But I love that I love that she brings his memory up so people don't forget about him. She says that the past survivors that she will play, like, she says, ironically, a mix between Angelina and Tony, where Angelina had a turbulent first few weeks and then slipped under the radar and made it to the end. And Tony brought an upbeat, funny, and light energy, and it was too late by the time he was recognized as a threat. And she says she can be the sole survivor because her greatest asset is her emotional intelligence and ability to accurately read people. Her game will be easy to argue with the final three, and she believes being likable and smart pays off in the end and secures the vote.
I agree with that. I think this woman knows this game.
She's a fan.
She's a fan, and she has put together two people who you wouldn't likely put together as someone who you would, genuinely want to play a game after or like, but I can understand it because both of those traits that she brought out about both of those contestants are true and huge. Like, she might have a rocky start, maybe. She's even giving herself a chance, put it out there like, I may be rocky in the beginning. Everybody has to learn this game, but she knows that she'll get it and will, she knows that at some point she has to step back and stay under the radar. But also, as you're under the radar, you're being funny, you're being charming, you're being, a social threat, and, a social, butterfly, and you're taking, you're not lighting the fires, you're planting seeds and letting other people take the fall for it. Exactly. And before people realize how good of a player you are, it's too late because we're at the end.
A very Erica story, if you ask me.
Very much.
I'm very excited for Marya. I hope she brings I always have a yearning for the older survivors because they always seem to go out early, unfortunately, and they always seem to have the best spirit for the most part. Not all of them, but most of them.
Right.
But I'm hoping for nothing but the best from her.
Me too. I think she's going to give us some, if she goes by what she's saying and can actually play it how she wants to and envisions it in her head, I think we'll get some good entertaining moments from Marya.
I agree. Marya. I think I'm gonna have to wait to just see how she says her name in the game, and then But
next is Romeo Escobar. Romeo is 37 years old. He's from Los Angeles, California.
He's old.
He's 37.
I love it.
He lives now in Norwalk, California, and his occupation is a pageant coach. His favorite hobbies are traveling, beauty pageants, and watching Survivor. I'm so excited about
he is a fan of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He is starting on the Blue Tribe, which I have affectionately dubbed the Ika Wong Tribe, because it's literally the Ika tribe.
Love it.
I don't know if Jeff will pronounce it Ika or Ika, but I will be calling them the Ika Wong Tribe for as long as it exists.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, 3 words to describe him are competitive, intuitive, and smart. His pet peeves are slow people, laziness, and people who don't know how to read a room. He says that the past survivor he will play most like is no one, because he doesn't think anyone has played a game like the one he will play, but he does want to achieve some great survivor historical moments, and mentions people like Sandra, Sari, Parvati, Rupert, and Rob, which are always all good people to mention. And he says he can be the sole survivor because he is likable enough and persuasive enough to convince people to vote for him, and he always finds a way to get what he wants.
We love that.
We do. I mean, on paper, he seems fabulous.
He seems like a very, like, somebody who I would want to watch and see.
Yes.
And I am excited that he's a pageant coach. I'm looking forward to some pageant lessons on the beach. I'm looking forward to a Survivor pageant show on the beach, and wearing how the best way to wear their buffs as a dress or a necklace or a skirt or.
Well, we'll talk about it because we have a former beauty queen on his tribe, so exactly. I'm excited.
I'm just ready to see I'm ready to hear the pageant talk. I'm ready to see the pageant show. If we don't get anything about the pageant coach and the pageant queen, I'm gonna be very disappointed. So let's hope that happens.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the pageant queen,
yep.
Tori Meehan is 25 years old. She is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but now lives in Rogers, Arkansas. She is a therapist, and her favorite hobbies are CrossFit, playing board games and card games, and also spending time with her family. She has a big family of 5, and she just loves spending time with them. That just would not fit on the card, so that's why I didn't put it on there.
Fair enough. She describes herself as quirky, warm, and self-aware. Her pet peeves are when people lack self-awareness, are emotionally reactive, immature, or petty. She says that the past survivor she would play the most like is 100% Kim Spradlin. It goes in depth on, Kim playing a great game, which we all know Kim is a great winner. Mm-hmm. So all the things that you would say about Kim Spradlin, she said. And why she thinks she can be the sole survivor. She says she's the total package. She's a strong social player because of her background in counseling and psychology. She genuinely cares about people and knows how to connect on a deeper personal level. She's an animal when it comes to anything physical. She studied the game of Survivor. She comes off as a very sweet and trustworthy person, but people have no idea what she's capable of. And her faith gives her an advantage because she can rely on God when she's weak and ask him for guidance. Yeah, so I have a bit of an opinion on Tori, only because a game that Lana and I used to be a part of that we no longer support included Tori on one of the live seasons where all she did was talk about how she wanted to be on Survivor. So in that regard, gal, you did it. Good job, sis. You made it to Fiji. Having seen her play a social strategy reality competition game before, Everything she says kind of fits to a T. She did very well in that game. I don't remember exactly where she landed on jury somewhere, but I don't remember where. But she was kind of one of the biggest threats in that game very, very early on because of her physical ability and her likability. So I am curious to see how her tribe mates will react to her in that regard. But beautiful gowns, lovely gowns. Good for you, Tori.
Yeah, great for you. Anybody who came from a place where I have been a part of, and anything that I've, and to see them actually go on to do what they wanted to do. Good for you. Good for you. I can't wait to see what happens with you. And yeah.
Sure.
I think she'll do well.
Yep.
All right. Next is Jackson Fox. He is 48 years old, from Pasadena, Texas, but now lives in Houston, Texas. He is a healthcare worker, and his favorite hobbies are puzzling, weightlifting, and dog walking. All three different hobbies. Very, nothing like. But I love it. I love puzzling myself. So, I would love to get me a table set up in my room, in my living room, and spend 3 hours just doing a 1,000-piece puzzle. That calms me down. That relaxes me. I enjoy it very much. So I enjoy anybody who else loves to do that. And the fact that he does puzzling and weightlifting, like, he's not a meathead. He's just he's a thinker too.
Totally. Yeah, he's actually really important for the season as well, because he is actually the first openly trans contestant on Survivor in the US.
We love that.
We truly do. I mean, Zeke did pave the way, but I'm very happy to see more trans representation on Survivor. It's about time. And I'm very happy about it. So obviously I will be rooting for Jackson, beyond just the fact that he's trans. I actually really like his profile as well. He 3 words to describe him would be kind, dedicated, and assertive. His pet peeves are unorganized people, lacking a schedule, and people who don't get to the point. He says that the past survivor, truly, he says that the past survivor he'll most play like is Elaine, because she was hardworking, confident, resilient, and played a hell of a mind game, which I love. I love Elaine, and I'm happy someone mentioned her, because she does not get the flowers that she deserves, in my opinion. And he thinks he can be the sole survivor because he thinks it will be mentally, physically, and emotionally and socially the hardest thing he'll ever do. It'll break him down and challenge every aspect of his being. But he knows that he's a survivor in life, and this will just be another aspect that he will crush.
I love that. I think I'm excited for Jackson. I'm excited, number one, like you said, because he's openly trans, and that is something that I'm sure he'll share on the show. Also, the fact that he's 48 years old, so he's one of the older contestants in the game. And so, I'll, like you said, I have a soft spot for the older contestants in any game. It's like, you want to see them do well. You want to see them show that just because you're up in age doesn't mean your life is over. And so I'm excited to see him. And the fact that he's a healthcare worker, number one. And then he's just so doggone sweet. Like, who says that? Like, he's very positive. Like, it's going to be scary. It's going to be exciting. I know it, but I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. And he's just diving right in. So I'm excited. I hope to see Jackson do really well in this game.
Yes.
And I am rooting for him as well.
Yeah. And he is also starting on the Taku tribe, the orange tribe. So
love that.
For reference.
Love that. So next is Chanelle Howell, and she's 29 years old, originally from Hamden, Connecticut, but now lives in New York, New York. She's a executive recruiter, and her favorite hobbies are exploring new countries, trying new cuisines, and blogging about them. So, and I think I read somewhere today that she is also part of the LGBTQ community. So there is someone else. I think it's like 4 people on this season.
I think you're right. Yeah, oh God, someone else just popped up that I don't want to discuss who is not a good person. I believe it's 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4. I think it's Chanelle and Jackson and Romeo, and I know who she's coming up later. We'll talk about her. But
there's 5. There's 5 then.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. I believe there are 5.
Well, we love that. We love that is not is being very inclusive to everybody on the show, and we need to see more of that on reality TV from everybody, and not just because everybody was talking about the 50% diversity cap, thing that they put on things, and diversity does not just mean race. It's diversity is everything. Diversity is gender. Diversity is sex. Diversity is it's everything. So I love everything that they're doing and diversifying, not just black and white and Asian and Hispanic, but also LGBT community and trans community and just everything. I love that. I love that they're doing that, and Chanelle is also a part of that, so that's awesome.
And to make it even better for us, Lana, she's an Orger. She actually comes from she comes from the Facebook Survivor community, if I remember correctly. So obviously, all of the above things, plus she's black. So on top of everything,
everything, because y'all already know I root for everybody black. Period.
Yep.
Period. And bottom line. So on top of that, and she's one of us. So I love that. I'm excited.
She is the first person we're talking about that's starting on the Green Vati tribe. And we'll talk about the whole tribe distributions at the end. But she has 3 words to describe her, and they are cunning, competitive, and cultured. Her pet peeve is slow walkers because it's the New Yorker in her. She says the past survivor she will play the most like is Kim Spradlin. So she's trying to keep the same energy that Kim did. And she thinks she can be the sole survivor because she is a student of the game. She's watched every season, studied the greats, and learned the nuances of the game. She is a subject matter expert in Survivor. And aside from having the tool belt to win, her motivations will push her through the cold nights and hungry days. And she wants to show black and brown girls that this game was made for them too.
I love that so much. I love that she is very aware of what she is there for or what she wants to prove and do. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm excited. Chanelle,
big fan.
We stand. We do.
Truly we do.
So up next is Omar Zaheer. He is 31 years old from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Now lives in Whitby, Canada. He's a veteran of and Settlers of Catan and watching TV.
It seems like just a lovely, ordinary person. No, 3 words to describe him are silly, empathetic, and shameless. He is starting on the Orange Taku tribe. He says the past survivor he will play like is he adds a couple people. He mentions Rob Sesternino's strategic prowess, mentions Sari and her sit, wait, and strike strategy, mentions Tyson's sass and strategic game, Kim Spradlin because her social skills were top notch, and Natalie Anderson for her laser focus. And anyone that mentions Natalie Anderson gets brownie points in my book. And Sari. And he has a long ass statement for why he believes he can be the sole survivor. But he says his ability to adapt, connect with others, understand strategy, and manipulating numbers is going to be important. And most importantly, social awareness of himself and others, he says, are the key ingredients to success. He is not going to leave everything to starve on an island to let someone else win. He's playing for him and his family, and no one will get in the way of that. And he wants to be the first Indian and Muslim person to win Survivor, because he wants to be a role model for his nieces.
He seems like a good guy. He seems like a nice person. I just want to know who he does not want to play like, because he just gave like 18,000 all the survivors.
Yeah, I will say Rob Cesternino is a very niche reference anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't see a whole lot of Rob Cesternino, so I do appreciate the Rob reference. I would bet good money that he follows RAJP.
Oh yeah, he definitely follows RAJP.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because we love RAJP. But yeah, I think on paper, again, he seems like someone who knows the game, knows what he wants to do in the game, and I hope he gets to accomplish that. Mm-hmm. One of a couple Canadians as well.
Very true. I feel like a lot of people, I mean, everybody coming on the show knows that everybody's not going to win. So they at least enjoy the experience. Absolutely. And take in the experience, and just, a moment when they're doing the madness, because it's going to be lots of madness and lots of chaos, especially with the days shortened. So it's like they really don't have time to breathe sometimes. But when you do get those moments to breathe and enjoy, although it's already been recorded, taped, and everything, I hope they took that moment to just breathe and take in where they are.
Whoever's going on, I think 44 is filming here soon. So if you're going on like 44, 45, take a moment to breathe.
Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to just breathe and look around and see where you are and enjoy that moment.
Very that.
Next, and sorry if I mispronounced her name, but Swati Goel. I'll say Goel.
I think so.
I'll wait till you pronounce it. Just after that. She is 9 years old, was born and raised and still living in Palo Alto, California. She is an Ivy League student, and her favorite hobbies are reading on the beach, the theater, and all things Survivor.
Again, she's a super fan. It seems like there's a lot of them on this season, so I'm excited for it. 3 words to describe her are competent, charismatic, and caring. Her pet peeves are people who don't have big dreams, people who have big dreams but don't work hard, people who are emotionally manipulative, or people who try to control her or tell her how to live her life. I have one negative for Miss Swati, and it's that her hero is Elon Musk. Anyway, I'm gonna forget about that statement. She says the past survivors that she wants to play like is truly another unique combination, Lana, because she wants to play like a combination of Victoria Bamonde and Chaos Cass.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very, and mentions Victoria's blind side of Aubrey in whatever that Edge of Extinction. That's the season. I forgot about that one. She believes she can be the sole survivor because having grown up in the most competitive environment in America, she's gotten pretty good at persuading people to cheerfully act in her best interests and not theirs. Recommendation letters, winning elections, high attendance for all of her events. Her entire life has been a highly successful exercise in persuasion. She says it sounds awful, but to some extent, I live every day the way Tony plays. And she is also starting on the Ikawan tribe.
Okay. So the only thing that made me laugh about Swati's bio, and it just shows she's 19. Yeah. And she says her pet peeve is people telling me what to do. Like, you won't tell me what to
Yep.
do. That sounds very teenagery, very, I don't like being told what to do, but in life, we all know at some point we're going to get told what to do unless,
absolutely.
I mean, there's nobody in this world who don't get told what to do. So at some point. But yeah, that made me chuckle a little bit. I was like, oh, she's 19. And that's showing in that moment, in that statement alone. Just, I don't like people telling me what to do. And it's like, who does like people telling them what to do? But
some people, but not me.
Yeah, I don't like people telling me what to do, but I know sometimes I'm gonna have to get told what to do. So, but that just made me laugh. But I'm excited because I think she's the youngest person in the game this season.
By far,
yeah. And I'm interested to see how she works within the tribe, and she's an Ivy League student, so I wonder if her being smart is something that hinder or benefit towards her, because sometimes in these games, if you being smart, people like to target that, like, oh, she's too smart, or if you're, or they can want to work with you because you're so smart. So I wonder where it falls for her in this season. I'm excited to see her play and see how she navigates it.
And she seems like she's a student of the game, so whatever she wants to keep to herself, she will be keeping to herself. But yes, I'm excited for Swati as well.
Yep. So the next person up is Giang.
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 Yeah, the G kind of, the first G acts kind of as like a J almost.
Okay.
I believe it's a pronunciation.
We'll put a asterisk by your name too and wait till you pronounce it, and then we'll pronounce it accordingly, properly. But he's 29 years old. His hometown is Atlanta, Georgia, / Gia Bach Lu, Vietnam. But now he lives in New Orleans, Louisiana. He's a data scientist, and his favorite hobbies are traveling to new cities and cooking.
Yes, so he is another one of our gays. He joins our gay quartet, the quartet of gays on the season, which I love. 5 out of 18 isn't too bad. Or I'm sorry, queer people.
Queer, because we don't know what they are.
Right. Yes. He is starting on the Green Vati tribe. He says 3 words to describe him. This is something. Aggressive, astute, and audacious.
Ooh.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll see how that works out for you.
Very that part. His pet peeves, he says, I hate judgmental people. Looking down on someone for their lifestyle or choices because they're not the same choices you make is so stupid. I hate patronizing people who talk down to others. Oh, and I hate when people wear shoes in my house. I love him. He talks a lot in his profile about being the first person from his family to go to college and graduate. And that one of the questions is something we would never know from looking at you. And he talks about how he grew up in extreme poverty in Vietnam. And that his mother is his hero because of, doing the best that she could and risking her life to make a better life for him, which is lovely and incredible and wonderful. Which past survivor he will most play like? This is probably my favorite answer so far. He says, I want to say Parvati, but I'm not that hot nor charming, so I'll realistically be similar to Aubrey. And talks about Aubrey being a strategic mastermind, understanding social rankings, et cetera, et cetera. And he believes sorry.
No, go ahead.
He believes he can be the sole survivor because he is a well-rounded individual with great logical sense, a strong ability to read social situations, amazing speaking abilities, and a strong desire to better his family's lives. There is no alternative besides coming home with $1 million check.
I like him.
Me too.
I found him funny. I don't know if I was Aubrey, I'd be like, oh, I'm glad you found me
I'm
smart.
not hot
Not
or
hot.
charming.
Right. I'm not hot nor charming, but I'm a mastermind things, I guess. It's so crazy. But, it is what it is. I'm excited to see how this personality of aggressive, what was it? Aggressive,
Audacious and
audacious.
astute.
Yeah. I wonder how his audacious aggressiveness is going to work and thrive in this
Uh-huh.
game. So, I'm gonna be keeping my eye on him. I'm just
Yeah.
to see what he's like, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
looking.
I also saw that he's friends with Ricard. So I'm like, oh, that's
Mhm.
cool. Lovely.
That's cool.
Sure.
I mean, I guess that's why you're here. Great.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Up next is Lindsay Dolashewich. I'm just gonna say Lindsay because my brain ain't working.
With a very white last name.
Yeah, I can't. She's 31. She is originally from Morgansville, New Jersey. Now she lives in Asbury Park, New Jersey. She is a dietitian, and her favorite hobbies are co-ed flag football, skydiving, snowboarding. She had a whole lot more, like a
Oh,
huge list of things, but I couldn't fit it all on the card. So,
she has by far the longest bio of anybody, and I'm like, oh boy, okay. She's a lot already.
mm-hmm,
I could tell. Probably because she's from New Jersey.
mm-hmm.
So she is starting on the Orange Taku tribe. She says 3 words to describe her, and so the first one she says is loud. And I can't help but think back to BB23 Freeze's
Loud.
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 Oh my god. So she says
But why did
loud.
she scream loud to me? Like, you didn't even have to tell me that was in her bio for me.
Yeah.
It's just something about her that makes me think this girl
Yeah.
is just loud.
Oh, don't worry, because she explains why she's loud.
Okay.
So she says, loud! Exclamation point. Growing up, her friend's parents always described her as the loud friend. Talkative, because all of her report cards every year said talkative or distracts others. And she says intense personality, even though that's 2 words, because she's a good person, but she definitely does not mesh with everyone. Her pet peeves, she says, I hate wasted time. Anything that just eats away time drives me nuts. I have too much pent up energy that I need to do something. I hate slow and quiet talkers. Spit it out and speak up. This is why New Jersey is my homeland and the only place people understand me. We are all cut from the same cloth. That is word for word what she said on this question. I'm going to go ahead and skip a lot of her other questions because there's a lot. Um, the past survivor she wants to play like is Lauren Beck, which is a lovely choice. Because she was very self-aware and does a great job of assessing everyone's strengths and weaknesses, which helped her have a very good handle on the social game. And she believes she can be the sole survivor among a paragraph that Miss Lindsay had going on. She says she definitely can outwit everyone since she's familiar with dealing with different types of people and have always had a strategic mind. She can read people very well and is very good at persuading others. Plus, let's be real, people are stupid, and when people are hungry, they forget how to stay composed. There's
Wow.
more, but I'm on board with Lindsay. Wait, I'm on board. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Is she going to be my fave that everybody hates?
Probably.
Oh, that answer is just too funny.
I mean, I get it, but I want to know if she's going to become one of the stupid ones too when she's hungry. So
Honestly.
we'll see. I will leave my I will. She's a wait and see for me. She's a wait and see for me because I don't know.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna say right now that I'm on board, but that is subject to change. Very quickly subject to change. So yeah.
Good luck, Lindsay.
Good luck, girl.
The next is Mike Turner. Mike Turner is 58 years old, born and raised and still living in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Another New Jerseyan.
Yeah, he's a retired firefighter, and he loves working out, sports, and watching movies. I love that he is here.
Absolutely.
58 and he looks like that. You go, Mike. That's all I'm saying.
He'll be nice to look at too. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
3 words to describe him are loyal, loud, and fair.
These New Jerseyans, I swear to God, they just go kill us with their loudness, aren't they?
They're loud. They're loud.
Oh.
He is on the Vati tribe to start. I don't think they're starting on the same tribe, so that's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
His pet peeves. I love this. People ripping open cereal boxes and leaving them open, and people who were late. I love that. The past survivor, he will play like, oh, shocker, Boston Rob. But he does say he's not sure it'll work out that way, but he believes he has all the great attributes of all the great players. And he believes he can be the sole survivor because he possesses all the attributes needed. He'll be a beast in challenges, a worker in camp, yet he'll make people believe he's not a threat until it's too late. He also has the gift of gab and says people will like me, even Jeff.
Okay. All right.
I feel like he is either going to be loved or voted out first chance they get.
Yep, because I feel like he's boss, and he likes to do things a certain way and take charge of giving out orders. So I think he's going to have the potential to be that person who gets to camp and order people around on how to build the camp and the shelter and stuff, and they vote him out because they're sick of him. So it's either he's going to be an asset to the camp and they keep him around, or he's going to be a boss and get on everybody's nerves and they kick him out early.
I mean, the first boot last season was an older alpha man, so I don't know. I like him a lot more than I liked, what was it? I don't remember his name. Eric?
That's why he was the first boot. We aren't supposed to.
Exactly. I like him more than I like the other guy, so good luck, Mike.
Good luck, Mike. This is the other one. Miss Lydia Meredith.
Yay!
She is also part of the LGBTQ plus parade that we got going on. So
yay!
We love that for her. She is 22 years old, originally from Fredericksburg, Virginia, now lives in Santa Monica, California. She is a waitress, and her favorite hobbies are writing, comedy, roller skating, and going to music festivals.
She also mentions at some point in her bio that she likes going to the movies by herself.
Yes.
And I love that. I'm a big fan of that.
Me too.
So she said 3 words to describe her are funny, spontaneous, and loyal. Thankfully it's not loud, but we'll see. Her pet peeve is when people waste her time. She said also that her hero is Kristen Wiig, which I kind of love. Now she meant, so the past survivors she'll play like, this is a great combination of people. She mentions Tom Westman because he was honest but still a great player.
Okay.
Sari because she's a great social player, but she says she'll carry her own in challenges but dominate socially. And she says maybe a little crazy like Debbie. Time will only tell.
Wow.
Anyone mentioning Debbie,
yes,
I'm on board.
She knows her stuff.
Yes, I love Debbie as problematic and horrible and crazy that Debbie was. I love Debbie. And she says she can be the sole survivor because she's likable, funny, but also wicked smart and strategic. She's young but still capable of holding her own. She's honest but willing to make big moves that change the game, and she's ready.
I think she's ready. She seems ready. I like her. I feel like she is on the younger side of the the spectrum
Yes.
on this in this game, and so I would love to see how she navigates through this game. But I also feel like she's a follower. She studied this game, and
Yeah.
she's going to end up playing really, really well or really, really bad. I know that's very vague, and that's everybody has that option to play really, really well or really bad. But I
Yeah.
kind of like her. I kind of
I
like
do
her.
too.
I kind of like. I think. She seems like a nice, spunky, very much driven person. But she's a waitress, so she's not like in Ivy League schools or anything like that, or she's not,
Yeah.
CEO of this company or owner of any company. She's a waitress, so she's like, look, I'm just trying to do this so I can get this money. She is about those coins, so she can
Yeah.
not be a waitress. And so I get
Yeah.
it. Been a waitress, I understand
Same.
it. So I'm like,
Same. Yep.
I'm here for it,
It
and yeah,
it
I,
takes
I
a mad amount of interpersonal skills to be a good waiter or waitress.
yes,
So
indeed,
I'm on board.
I am
Besides the
too.
fact that she's queer, which just makes it better. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
You're
froze,
good.
for a second. The next person, Rocksroy Bailey. He is 44 years old. He's originally from Brooklyn, New York, but he currently lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. He is a stay at home dad, and his favorite hobbies are playing with his kids, camping, basketball, and golf.
We love a stay-at-home dad.
I do too. I was gonna say, like, you don't see a lot of people, and a lot of people try to look down on stay-at-home dads. But I'm like, if we got stay-at-home moms that we don't look down on, why do we look down on stay-at-home dads?
Mhm.
If if his wife or whoever is making the most money and can make more money doing in the field that they're doing, then why not have somebody a stay at home dad? And I look at a stay at home dad, I give them the same props that I give a stay at home mom. It's a hard job,
Absolutely.
period. Raising kids and taking care of the house is a job, and it's the most underrated job out there, and people don't
Yeah.
respect it for what it is. But I'm like, you go, Rocksroy.
Truly that.
You do your thing, raise your kids. They see a father in their home, in their lives, caring for them and taking care of them. It's just gonna make them a great, great all around kid. So
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, so he is starting on the Ikawang tribe.
Mhm.
3 words to describe him are thankful, calm, except when driving, because perhaps maybe he gets loud when he does that,
Mm-hmm.
and faithful. His pet peeves are drivers who do not use their turn signal and someone
Mm-hmm.
who thinks they know everything. Now, part of me believes I don't think we're going to be dealing with that first pet peeve in Survivor.
Yeah, I kind of think so.
But maybe the other one.
Yes.
The past survivor he wants to play most like is Cochrane
Oh,
because he understood his weakness the second time around and it strengthened him to compete to win.
okay.
He believes he can be the sole survivor because he'll never forget what he's playing for, his family and the money, the sum of which would be a life-changing amount for his family. So this is a good old family man doing
Mm-hmm.
family man things, and I love
Mm-hmm.
to see it. I am on board,
Me too. And of
period.
course, I am rooting for everybody black. So
Exactly.
you go, Rocksroy, and I hope you have a great time out there away from the kids. Enjoy
Very that.
because yeah, he gonna need that. This is a vacation.
Also, another older contestant. I'm really
Yes.
honestly, I might try to pull the average age by the time we talk about episode 1 because I feel like the average age has to be somewhere like 30s. But I'm excited for it. Go
Me too.
Rocksroy.
Me too. I can't wait to see what Rocksroy brings. The next up is Miss Jenny Kim. Jenny Kim is 43 years old, born and raised and still living in New York, New York. She is a creative director, and her favorite hobbies are traveling, Pilates, writing, and watching movies. Normal
Yeah.
stuff.
Perfectly lovely. She's starting on the Vati tribe. She has 3 words to describe her: being direct, open, and compassionate. Her pet peeves are arrogant people and those with a sense of entitlement. Um, she says the past survivor that she will most play like. She mentions 2, which both of these I love, being Kelly Wentworth for her tenacity and Lauren Beck because she studied and watched people to understand their motives. And she also mentions that she loves to study human behavior.
Okay.
She also, I don't mention all of the something we wouldn't know from looking at you, but she knows how to weld and build furniture out of metal, which I think is amazing. I love that. And she says she can be the sole survivor because she has a high emotional intelligence. She knows how to read people well and understand what they're feeling. And she's a great listener and leader, and she knows she'll be able to gain trust.
Okay. This is what I say about Miss Jenny Kim. That is very much not have anything to do with Survivor, but um, this outfit is banging. I love that pantsuit. She has great fashion sense. Like, you know what? Just
Come
period.
on, pantsuit.
I love a good pantsuit. I had to
Oh,
put that out
same.
there.
The best outfit of the bunch, I would have to
Very much,
say.
very much so.
The only thing I would do would belt it, maybe with like a
Yes.
fabulous, like whatever color tribe. What color tribe is she on? She's on
Uh,
green, I think. A
Green.
beautiful green belt,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Maybe her buff can become her belt.
Period. I would love that. Yes. I'm on
Mhm.
board. I'm here for it. Jenny Kim, you do your thing. I'm excited. Next up.
Oh, Lord. Why am I so behind?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I am sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't even see it switch to just now.
Oh no, you're good.
Daniel Strunk. He is 30 years old from Cincinnati. He was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. Currently lives in New Haven, Connecticut. He's a law clerk, and his favorite hobbies are movie. He's a movie fanatic. He loves Legos and all things Survivor.
Yes. Now, I guess he didn't give 3 words to describe himself. So there's only 2.
Oh,
And it's ebullient and driven.
opulent.
No, ebullient.
Oh, uh,
I don't
okay.
know what that word means, so
All right.
don't
Cool.
ask me. I don't. And I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
His pet peeves are people that are so convinced that they're right that they foreclose debate. People who are disruptive in movie theaters. When people try to talk to you, even though you are wearing headphones. And I think my favorite answer of the day: oatmeal raisin cookies masquerading as chocolate chip cookies. Okay, sure. Uh, he talks a lot in his bio about being influenced by his battle with cancer. He also mentions uh, one of his heroes is George Washington. Okay. Um, Now, this is a true mix of people, the past survivors he'll play like. He says in order for him to win, he needs to lower his threat level from the get go, and says the most natural way to do so is embracing his inner goofy, like Fabio. And then, obviously, the winners he would model his game most after are Yule and Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Interesting.
interesting combination of
Interesting.
people.
Mm-hmm.
He says he can be the survival, uh, sole survivor, because he says truthfully he thinks the odds are against him. It's all going to be a matter of threat management. I'm going to leave it all on the table. I'll play my heart out because it will probably be the one shot I get. I've been waiting years and I want no regrets. I can't promise you I will win, but I can promise you I will have fun and make the most of this opportunity. Cancer survivors don't go anything less than full throttle.
I love
Mm-hmm.
that he is open about his struggles with, but he's doing exactly what I they should do. Take a moment, enjoy experience, enjoy, why you're there, and even in the madness, even if you don't win, it is what it is. It's only one person is going to win, but don't let the experience pass you by, and without taking in a moment to enjoy what you're doing and realize that so many other people wanted to be in your position, and here you are. So I love that for Daniel. At first glance, I'm not like convinced that he's going to do super great or go super far. I don't know. Could surprise me. Could do really well. But I'm very happy that he is embracing the experience, but that's also because of the experience that he's gone through in his real life. Absolutely. And cancer sucks, and I am so happy that he's a survivor. So not only he's a survivor, but he's a survivor who's going to be on Survivor. Like, you are the ultimate survivor, sir. So kudos to you, and I hope you enjoy this experience.
Absolutely.
So this is my favorite. Not even go lie.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Not even go lie. Maryanne Oketch. She's 24 years old, from Ajax, Ontario, Canada. She still lives in Ajax, Ontario, Canada. She is a seminary student, and her favorite hobbies are tabletop and video games, and reading and snowboarding.
Yes, Maryanne is a very interesting one. So she's starting on the Orange Taku tribe. She says the 3 words to describe her are energetic, empathetic, and chaotic. Mm-hmm. Yes. Her pet peeves are when people don't listen to her, people who walk slowly in front of her, anything that disrupts her sleep, hypocrites, and people who don't apologize. She talks about the accomplishment she's most proud of is writing an article for her school newspaper that led to her being invited to consult with her university's equity and inclusion officer on creating a better framework and support for Black students at her university.
I love
which
that.
is incredible. The past survivor she wants to play most like. Another, in these, we always get like the same few people. This season, truly, there's a lot of different answers because Maryanne says Davy. She says Davy was someone who had loyalty to many people, had a strong core alliance, and was social. Not only that, but he was able to find idols and win challenges and play idols correctly to further his game. But most of all, Davy had so much fun when he was on the island, no matter if he was in the top or bottom of his tribe. She says Davy had the path to 6th place, and I will perfect it to 1st.
Oh, all right, man.
I kind of love it. And she believes she can be the sole survivor because she's a social person, and Survivor at its core is a numbers game. She's lived in diverse cities and also has been in situations where she was the only Black person. But in every situation, she thrived, and Survivor is another place where her resilience and personality will shine. She never goes down without a fight. When all hope is lost, she'll be searching for idols, talking to people, and convincing them that her staying is best for everyone. She is going on Survivor to win and will do everything in her power to do so. Point blank and the period. Maryanne, icon, legend, and star.
I agree with you more. I was like, I saw her video and was obsessed with her. I really liked her spirit. I liked her attitude. I liked the fact that she is coming into this game knowing she's nice, knowing she's sweet, knowing she's bubbly, she has a great personality, but also like knowing that she can't let that stop her from doing what she needs to do, even though she doesn't like it. She mentioned she doesn't like, hurting anybody, but she also knows that this game calls for you to do some things that you might not normally do. And so I'm excited to see how she is perceived by her tribe mates and how she is. How does she acclimate, or does she even acclimate with the tribe? Does she, how far she goes? Hopefully, she goes because I see her on my screen every week. But we'll see.
She's also, I remember when we got the first trailer for Survivor 42 at the end of 41, and there's a shot, I believe it's her, where it just has the biggest expression on her face. She's just like, and I'm hoping that's her because I really like her, and I hope for the best.
I do too. I want nothing but the best for her. So,
yep.
Next is Zach Wurtenberger. Wurtenberger. He is 22 years old, originally from Weston, Florida, but now lives in St. Louis, Missouri. He is a student. His favorite hobbies are social strategy games, sketch comedy writing, and running.
Is he not one of us? I feel like I've seen this man before.
I feel like he could possibly be one of us. I mean, he likes playing social strategy games, so
exactly. I'm like, if you're one of us, let us know. Come on the podcast. See, he says that 3 words to describe him are clever, competitive, and a storyteller, which I guess is a word that you could use to describe yourself. He is starting on the Ikawang tribe.
Mm-hmm.
His pet peeve is people who don't tip. And he says he used to deliver pizza, so it's a pretty big deal for him. His biggest one is when the bill is like $19.95 and the customer handed me a 20 smiling and said, "Keep the change." Oh, really? I get to keep your nickel? Wow, thank you so much. I'm honestly such a big fan of him already. Oh my God. Yeah. He also mentions in his who is your hero, he mentions his parents, but he says as far as like a non-family hero, he mentions Ethan because Ethan was the first Jewish person he ever saw on TV. Okay. So that's really cool. Though does not mention Ethan as far as who he wants to play like. That he says Todd, because Todd played such a brilliant game in China. He says we're in a period of Survivor now where the tallest tree is the first one cut. Just look at Edge of Extinction's boot order. You need to build a resume, but you can't let anyone realize how extensive your resume is until it's too late. Todd managed to keep his threat level low while subtly manipulating every facet of the game and revealed everything at Final Tribal. He'd also love to mix that with Jeremy's meat shield strategy so that he's never the first one targeted if things go awry. And he believes he can be the sole survivor because he loves all of the core skills that you need to win the game. He's extremely personable. He can make friends easily. He's super intelligent and strategic with a vast knowledge of the game. He's athletic enough to not be a liability, but not enough to be a threat. And most importantly, he's willing to work harder than anyone to win. He talks in his bio a lot about speech and debate, and he says in speech and debate, he competed against hundreds of students from around the country every weekend. These people were just as smart as him, just as well-spoken, and just as talented, but he beat them because he worked harder and he wanted it more, and the same will be true for Survivor. I think I'm on board.
I don't know. I like them. I don't have.
I do too.
This is the thing. Like usually, I'm like, yeah. I don't have any issues with anybody so far.
It really seems like they said, "Oh, if you mention you're a super fan in your audition tape, you're getting cast on season 42."
Yeah, it's
which I love.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I like a fan-forward game. I mean, it's going to be hard not to find people who are fans of Survivor's been on 42 seasons, and it's the reason why this lasted this lots of fans. So it's going to be hard for them not to find fans. But I feel like at first I really wanted to be like, Zach is just a generic, typical white boy, student, But after reading his bio, it's like, okay, all right.
There's depth.
There's definitely depth in his bio. Some people I think that's what moves people who does these kind of things, like we do when we go through this cast and they lose us in the bio. So it's like, once you lose me in your bio, I don't know how well I'm going to want to support watching you later. But Zach did the complete opposite. I really wanted to just cast him aside, but after reading his bio, I'm like, you know what? He got something. The kid got something. So I'm going to keep my eye out on the kid and see what he does. And if he shows me he's as good as his bio, then great. If he shows me don't trust the bios, all right.
Yeah. I think, coming from a speech and debate background myself, actually, I find a lot that I resonate with Zach. Just from reading his bio and like being a super fan of the game, like knowing like this is kind of me in a younger form. A little bit. Like I feel a lot of myself in Zach, at least from the bio, and I'm hoping that continues because I really like him. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah. We've got one more, Lana. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yep. And we're ending on a great note.
Really great note. Drea Wheeler, 35 years old, from San Antonio, Texas, but now lives in Montreal, Canada. She's a fitness consultant, and her favorite hobbies are working out and charity work.
Sure. So she, the three words she uses to describe herself are resilient, ambitious, and caring. Her pet peeve is just dishonest people. That's it.
She's gonna hate this game.
She sure is. So she says the past survivor she wants to play most like is Kelly Wentworth, because she contributes to her team and sets up alliances while still being a competitor. And she believes she can be the sole survivor because she believes that her personality, physical strength, and ability to manipulate people to do what she wants will help her get to the final. She's able to see where different personalities fit in her life and utilize them when they fit.
I like her.
I do too.
It's really, I mean, I'm excited to see how, like, she's a fitness consultant. She definitely keeps herself in shape. And it's a lot of, like, women are strong. These women are strong women. Like, we have the dietitians, we have other people are in the CrossFits. And, you know, I'm excited to see how they match up in these challenges. So, because I would love to see these women being so strong in challenges that these men can't have that comment of, well, we need to get rid of the weakest woman. Right. Like, I would love that, because all of them are super strong. I love that. I think I want to see what she does. I want to see how she navigates. I'm excited for her. She's in that middle range of, 35 years old. So she's not the oldest, but she's not the youngest. So she's in that middle range where I think she can fit in with anybody and flow. Agreed. I'm gonna keep my eye on her. And of course she's Black. So yeah.
Absolutely. Very that. I mean, you said everything I was going to. Like, I love seeing, physically dominant women in the game, and I hope that she can make it far, for sure. It seems like she may be one of the few that maybe doesn't necessarily know the game as much as some other people. But I think she seems lovely, and I have nothing bad to say about her.
Me either. I'm just excited about her.
Yep. And that is the cast of Survivor 42. I do want to run through the tribe affiliations just really quickly overall before we jump off here. So we have the starting Vati tribe, the green tribe, which is Chanelle, Daniel, Hai, Jenny, Lydia, and Mike. So a good combination of some younger people, some older people, a little bit in the middle. We love to see it. The Taku tribe, the orange tribe, is Jackson, Jonathan, Lindsay, Marya, Maryanne, and Omar.
Okay.
Again, an interesting combination of personalities and loud. And then the Ikawang tribe, the blue tribe, is Drea, Rocksroy, Romeo, Swati, Tori, and Zach.
Okay. Another well-round. I think they got a good mix of everybody on each tribe.
Is this kind of the most well-rounded representative casts that we've had?
I mean, I would love to see a few more diverse faces, but you know, sure. I like where it's headed, and I think this is a good cast, and I can't wait to jump in there. I don't have to wait long because right is the 9th of March.
Yep, it is March 9th is the premiere, and we will be here shortly after that at some point talking about Survivor 42.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we think about the cast. Let us know in the comments what y'all think, and we're going to get out of here because we're tired.
Yeah, I'm falling. No. Just kidding. But, yeah. Cheers to you, and cheers to everybody for watching. We thank you. And like he said, check us out and let us in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye now.
I'm falling asleep. No, go to bed. Go